What's up everyone, AJ here at The Hero Informer, and it seems everybody is loving this Batman series, so naturally here we are with the fourth part. And without further ado, let's get into it. So picking right back up after we left off, we saw Batman finally beat the Captain, Captain Cyan, and now with the main Captain down, all of the other Warstormers surrendered, effectively making Batman, Ioni, and his new pet alien wolf the leaders of the Warstorm. And of course, two major things of note happen here. Firstly, we see Punchbot, who was thought to be dead after sacrificing his life, or his robotic life, to save Batman. It seems Batman came and took over the Warstorm just in time, right before he was about to be scrapped and put into the alien furnace. And the second thing of note, we see Batman declare war on the Black Sun Mining Company, the real villains who are terrorizing the Slag galaxy. A completely different galaxy separate from the Milky Way, light years away. And who or what is the Black Sun Mining Company? Well, we cut over and see a little lore about them. You see, it seems the Black Sun Mining Company is specifically ran and controlled by these two humanoid but still distinctly alien creatures, who are called the Black Sun Twins, an older sister and a younger brother. Moving a little on for now though, there's a little time jump, as you cut over with the Warstorm, the entire ship, landing and docking at a nearby moon. And as you know, with Batman taking over the Warstorm and its people, the rest of the galaxy, and especially the people that the Warstorm was in contact with and their buyers, have not got this revelation yet. So as Batman pulls up to one of them, instead of the soldiers and Warstormers that they were expecting, they find Batman and his new pet wolf, with this alien creature going on to say, "What is this? I paid for an army. What are you supposed to be?" Batman simply responds, "The army," as he and the alien wolf jumps in, taking down these other robotic soldiers. And with Batman turning around and grabbing the alien by the throat, he tells him some simple, clear instructions to go to his bosses. Tell them wherever the Warstorm now flies, worlds are made free. Tell the Black Suns that I am coming for them. And naturally, seeing how Batman can be a pretty intimidating guy, the message is quite clear and gets sent. The older sister of the Black Sun Twins snaps his neck, saying thank you for delivering the message. But I find this development rather confusing, as she talks to Captain Cyan, who, after Batman defeating and humiliating him, but he also took his ship and his crew, and left him stranded on some random backwood planet. And so with this, the twins have him beat and captured, but not killed, at least for now. And while this is going on, they decide to do something about this Batman and the problems he is causing, as they not only gather a search for intel of what planet Batman even hails from, and also kick into plan who they will have kill or even capture him. And who winds up doing this might even surprise you, as it is an alien species most DC fans would know. But of course, what is Batman doing right now? Well, moving over, we see him at the helm of the Warstorm piloting it, saying space is a staggering vast nothingness. The darkness and silence, it feels all encompassing. But Batman has no time to dwell on these thoughts, because while he is here, he has a lot of work to do if he ever hopes of freeing this galaxy of the Black Sun Mining Company or its oppressors. But even still so, he says he feels himself growing more desperate to get home, angrier that he is even still here in the first place, somewhere where technically he has no right to even be here. Give an example, saying how he imagines Two-Face escaping from Arkham, bodies heaped up in the streets, and Commissioner Gordon lighting the signal night after night with no one to answer. But of course, that is all negated when day after day, they either free another planet or the Warstorm comes upon another mining colony, saving lives or intercepting cargo of plundered orphans. And this fact alone tells Batman that he knows this is a fight he cannot abandon, because he knows there is still work to do out here. But of course, the counter argument to that is, Batman is just one man. Even if what he does leaves a lasting imprint and impression, after he goes back home, let's just say in 10 years time, what if there's another mining company? Or something even worse that plagues this new galaxy? Because for all the intelligence, skill, dedication Batman has, he can never be every place at once and save everyone. And of course, there's also some people who don't agree with this, such as Ioni herself. As we see and find out in a flashback, she and Batman had a pretty difficult discussion about this whole thing, and him staying here even after his supposed training and finishing what he had to do in reference to defeating Captain Cyan. With Ioni going on to say that Batman has no knowledge about the people or customs of this entire galaxy. He is an outsider that in her perspective is trying to be a one-man army and save everybody, even if that isn't his place to do so. And with Batman saying back, "You're right, I don't have the first clue about any of that, but I am not here to impose the laws and or customs of my homeworld. But some things are just universal. The Black Suns are kidnapping orphans and keeping worlds in subjugation. If I walk away from that, then I have no right even being Batman." But Ioni then responds saying, "So these orphans you have never met, you would stay and risk your life for them? But when I asked you, Bruce," and just then she makes up her mind to leave. But Batman tries one more time, saying, "Come with me. I see the way you are. You're a bounty hunter who's risked her life to rescue her bounties. I know you care about the people of this galaxy more than anyone, so help me. Help me fight this. We can bring down the Black Suns together." But of course, Ioni makes where she stands about this issue and her answer pretty clear and unconfusable. Even though Ioni can and has done good, she by no means is a superhero or has the same righteous conviction that Batman may have. With her even going on to say, "If you had asked for me to stay for you, for the chance that there could maybe someday be in us, I might have actually been moon-brained enough to consider it." She just thinks Batman needs a war chaser, a soldier, to look out and save him, not an actual companion like Ioni, which even mirrors some of the problems he faces with Catwoman, with Batman focusing on the mission and the crime fighting while also pushing his loved ones and people who care for him and allies away. And of course, Batman cannot keep her here against her will, so he literally watches as she leaves and departs, telling Punchbot, who not only is alive but pretty funnily enough has his own bat symbol bolted into his chest now, just going to show you as much as Batman portrays himself as being a loner or a solo mission, even back on Earth, he has his Robins, Alfred, Catwoman, and even the Justice League and other heroes. But Punchbot then asks Batman, where to next? And Batman simply responds, "You're a Punchbot, are you not? So find me someone to punch," as we cut back to current times, where we see Batman finishing up freeing this planet of the Black Sun Mining Company rule. But as he is there, he gets lost in deep thought, thinking, what does it even mean to be the Batman? You see, he started being Batman a year ago, which means this is taking place pretty shortly and early inside of his career. But a year ago when he first put on the cowl, it was about installing terror. But now that he is here, light years away from home in Gotham, it turns out that Batman can be more than just fear, as we see these alien creatures chanting Batman and even putting up a Batman flag, signaling to Batman that he can use his image and what he fights for to install hope instead of just terror and fear. And so far, everything has been looking pretty good for Batman, except losing Ioni obviously, but things might get even worse soon as we move over and see an ominous man standing on the edge of some weird rock formation. And just then that same ominous gray man gets a phone call. You see, this man is some kind of an assassin for hire, hired specifically by the Black Sun Mining Company. And seeing how the Black Sun Mining Company, and specifically the twins that run it, own and dominate this entire galaxy, there is almost a 0% chance that he can even say no. And as he is getting the details, he finds out that his next target is Batman himself. But the instructions are a little different. See, they don't want him dead, they want him alive, but tenderized and roughed up a bit, which is something that this guy says he can do. As we see him pick up his gear and start to put it on, as we finally get a little explanation to what or who he is, as you see him fly off with wings. You see, this man, he has an alias, and this alias is just the Thanagarian. And if you know anything about DC lore, Thanagarians are the same species that Hawkman and Hawkgirl are, and they come from a planet named Thanagar. And funnily enough, this man is wanted by so many people. Wanted by the Hawk Police of Thanagar, the Science Rangers of Ran, and even the Green Lanterns. Just going on to show you that this man is no slouch and a force to be reckoned with. Immediately moving back over to the War Storm in Batman, we see that it is under attack from all angles, as the mercenary, the Thanagarian, is finally here, and he brought a little attack squad with him. So Batman hops in his little bat-themed ship and flies off into space to try and combat and quell this new danger. And as he is doing a pretty good job of it, suddenly something picks up on his radar, with Punchbot communicating in saying it appears too small and faster than the rest of the ships. Perhaps you should return to the... Right before he's able to even finish his sentence, something rockets through the helm of Batman's ship, grabbing him out of it into space. And as we pan out and see, it is none other than the Thanagarian himself, fully clad in his space battle armor, matching Batman's own new special spacesuit as well. And as this Thanagarian flies him out, Batman looks him face to face, radioing back in to ask Punchbot, what am I even looking at? It looks like some kind of winged metal Hawkman. Punchbot then brings up the database, saying according to the War Storm's database, he is a storm chaser of some rather gruesome notoriety. It is said that he eviscerates his opponents with power, as Batman tries to punch him with his charged up gloves, but to literally no effect. As he says, a Thanagarian, we haven't trained for this, as Batman at this point would have no clue what that species even is, or even the gear that they carry with them, such as his nth metal wings and mace. And as Batman is currently helpless in this fight and floating in space, he then thinks in his head, saying that I have tried to tell myself that I am the Storm, the new face of war in this galaxy in peril, but I am still so blind, still just a child fumbling in darkness. Maybe Ioni was right. Maybe I should have gone home when I had the chance. As we see the Thanagarian fly back ready to grab Batman to continue to beat him half to death, and finally capture him and bring him to the Black Sun Mining Company themselves. And of course, as soon as it was finally getting super good, it ends here on this cliffhanger. Now leave a like if you enjoyed this video, or even subscribe if you're new and enjoy this type of content. As always, this is the Hero Informer, and thank you for watching.